FM, your preferred wholesome radio.
When I become rich and famous, all these faces will know who I am, 'cause I'll be a superstar, flashing lights.
89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio.
These faces will know who I am, 'cause I'll be a superstar. Did you see me in the magazines? Tell me, what did you think of me?
89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio.
Excellence in education begins with the right foundation. Welcome to Big Apple College, a government-approved institution committed to academic excellence and practical learning. Located at number 5 Ifesowakpo Street, Alao Akala Express, before Olakunle Traffic, Ibadan, Oyo State. Admission is now open for preschool, primary, and secondary classes. We are government-approved and fully prepared for Beke, WAEC, NECO, SAT, JUPEB, and IJMB. At Big Apple College, we equip our students with the knowledge, skills, and confidence that they need to succeed academically and beyond. For inquiries and admissions, please call 0814-330-3903 or 0814-233-6447. Big Apple College, building excellence for the future.
89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio.
When I become rich and famous, all these faces will know who I am, 'cause I'll be a superstar, flashing lights and cover pages. All these faces will know who I am, 'cause I'll be a superstar. Did you see me in the magazines? Tell me, what did you think of me? I'm a celebrity. Don't you know, yeah, I break all the rules, but I figure that's what stars are supposed to do. Just 'cause I'm super cool. Don't you know, whatever time of day, be sure to find me in my designer shades. That's how I operate. Don't you know, if I had to do this all again, I wouldn't change anything. The ladies love me and the fans adore me. My super story is one with lots of money. When I become rich and famous, oh, these faces will know who I am, 'cause I'll be a superstar, flashing lights and cover pages. Oh, these faces will know who I am, 'cause I'll be a superstar. No more lining up outside the club, straight to the door, of course they remember me. I live in VIP. Don't you know, we got big fancy clothes. Paparazzi stalking me, 'cause the whole world knows this dude's about to blow. Don't you know, ain't got no need for game. Just say my name and all of the girls agree. They want a piece of me. Don't you know, if I had to do this all again, I wouldn't change anything. Ladies love me and the fans adore me. My super story is one with lots of money.
Good morning to you, dear listener out there. I want to say a big welcome on your program, Business Diet, on Wells Radio 89.3 FM here along Alafin Avenue here in Oluyole, Ibadan, Oluyole Industrial Estate, Ibadan. Time is 9:39 a.m. I want to say a big sorry for us to come up a bit late. Now, I'm not alone in the studio this morning. Here with me is your friend, Toluwalashe Abejoye. I told you last week that Toluwalashe Abejoye is a business woman. She is into the fashion world, and she also has her eye. She operates in digital marketing space. So if you need services, you can contact the studio. The studio lines are 0916 893 1000, 0915 334 893, and 0911 893. So we would like you to join us in the conversation after we have read the business and economic news, so that we would be able to trash the issues together. Well, if time allows us today, we are going to talk about digital marketing. I just told you about Toluwalashe Abejoye being in the digital marketing world. We want to say briefly about our plan. We want to unveil a plan that we have on that. But first, let's go to the business and economic news. First, the headlines. Airfares set to rise as aviation fuel price surge by 100%. Dangote refinery expands African reach with major fuel exports. CBN targets single-digit inflation with new policy framework. Now, the details. Airfares set to rise as aviation fuel price surge to 100%. Airlines operators in Nigeria are facing mounting pressure following a sharp increase in the cost of aviation fuel, popularly known as Jet A1, raising concerns over a possible hike in airfares in the coming weeks. Industry sources indicate that the spike in Jet A1 prices, driven largely by the ongoing crisis in the Middle East, has disrupted crude oil production and supply chains, significantly increasing operational costs of domestic carriers. Findings reveal that aviation fuel prices, which previously ranged between 900 and 995 naira per liter before the crisis, have surged dramatically to between 2,500 and 2,700 naira, depending on the airport of supply. Airlines say the rising fuel cost has become the primary driver of their operating expenses, leading to an unprecedented increase in overall costs in recent weeks. Operators who are closely monitoring the situation warn that a fare increase appears inevitable if the current trend continues. There are strong indications that ticket prices could double as airlines struggle to stay afloat. Aviation fuel currently accounts for about 30 to 35% of total airline operating costs, a figure industry stakeholders say is climbing rapidly amid prevailing market conditions. Dangote refinery expands African reach with major fuel exports. The Dangote Petroleum Refinery has strengthened its position in Africa's energy market with the export of 12 cargoes of refined petroleum products totaling 456,000 tons to 5 African countries amid deepening fuel supply crunch linked to geographical tension in the Middle East. Findings on Sunday show that the cargoes sold through international traders on a free on-board basis were delivered to Côte d'Ivoire, Cameroon, Tanzania, Ghana, and Togo. The development marks a major milestone for the refinery following its attainment of full production capacity of 650,000 barrels per day in February 2026. A senior official of the refinery who spoke on the condition of anonymity due to lack of authorization to comment publicly described the export as a clear indication of rising confidence in Nigeria's refining capacity and a shift in fuel supply dynamics across the continent. According to the official, the shipments handled by international traders primarily involved premium motor spirit petrol, further reinforcing the refinery's growing influence in regional fuel distribution. In volume terms, the 456,000 tons export translates to approximately 608 million liters of refined products, highlighting the scale of the operation and its potential to ease fuel supply pressure in multiple African markets. Industry observers say the development signals Nigeria's emergence as a key supplier of refined petroleum products in Africa at a time when global supply chains remain under strain. CBN targets single-digit inflation with new policy framework. The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has reaffirmed its commitment to reducing inflation to single digit as it moves to adopt an inflation-targeting monetary policy framework. The disclosure was contained in a statement issued on Sunday following an engagement between the Apex Bank, the Nigerian Economic Society, and members of the academic community in Abuja. Speaking at the session held on March 18, 2026, the CBN Deputy Governor in charge of economic policy, Mohammed Abdullahi, described the transition as a significant shift in Nigeria's monetary policy direction. He noted that the engagement was both timely and critical to ongoing economic reform, adding that the adoption of inflation targeting would enhance policy credibility and support long-term price stability. According to the statement, the new framework is designed to promote a more transparent, forward-looking, and rules-based monetary system anchored on sustained price stability. Abdullahi further explained that the approach would help anchor inflation expectations and cushion the economy against external shocks, positioning it for more stable and predictable growth. Before I end the business and economic news, here are the headlines once again. Airfares set to rise as aviation fuel price surge by 100%. Dangote Refinery expands African reach with major fuel export. CBN targets single-digit inflation with new policy framework. Well, that is the business and economic news. Well, dear listener out there, if you follow that news, you see that these are very critical issues that are very germane to us. So your contribution is highly craved by us. We would like you to call the studio lines for you to be part of the discourse. The lines to call are 0916 893 1000, 0915 333 4893, and 0911 33 893. So feel free to join us to react to any of the story that catches any of the stories that attracts you. Well, good morning once again.
Good morning, sir.
How's it been so far today?
Very well, thank you.
I can see. You sound very cool. Well, airfares set to rise as aviation fuel price surged by 100%. That story reads that the price now ranges from the initial 900 naira to 995 naira now to 2,500 and 2,700 naira respectively. How do you feel about the cost of airfares surging this much?
Well, it's saddens, but then, like the airline is already saying that the cost of fuel is like taking majority of the production cost.
Yeah.
At our airport at the moment. So for anyone that's going through here, then it means you have to pay what it takes to have what you want to have.
Okay, to have the comfort.
Exactly.
The comfort is what we want to have.
So it's sad, but then from 900 to 950 to about 2,000 plus there, that is a whole lot, but we are still trusting our government anyway.
We are still trusting our government, and this is coming at a time when the CBN targets single-digit inflation with new policy framework. How do you feel? Do you feel that these two stories are congruent? Do you think there is hope that CBN will be able to address the issue of inflation when actually what we have on ground is not comforting? A situation where prices of goods and commodities and services are surge in Nigeria.
Well, it's sort of negating each other.
Okay.
Yeah, in a way, because if the single-digit inflation through a new inflation targeting policy framework aims at improving price stability and economic growth,
yes,
I don't know, it's kind of negating an increment on the hand of those that will be using the headline. Yes, we are talking about stability now. Okay. It is affecting stability. We can see there's stability when it is all round. Not that a party is suffering it, and I mean, this is happening just at the same time. Well, let's hope that with the new policy, something will be done about. But when it comes to fuel now, this is the global thing. Okay. So this, talking about the CBN thing, this is Nigeria. So let's trust that CBN is coming up, this policy they are coming up with, it is something that would put stability in quotes as they are projecting it to us.
Okay, let's hope that there will be greater stability in the economy. Well, CBN targets single-digit inflation with new policy framework. We hope that the policy would be able to bring us to that dream of single-digit inflation. But, well, it is unsettling in a situation where prices of commodities and services go up in an economy, and then we are hoping to have it better. The way to have it better is for prices to be regulated, is for government policy to support local production, is for us to reduce the rate of importation. Do you know that Nigeria import toothpick and cotton board? It is very sad. Nigeria import matches. Nigeria, we import cotton wool. We have to import our newspapers. Our papers. The Nigerian printing mills are dead. And well, we just hope for the best. It is going to be better for the country. Then there is this cherry news. Dangote refinery is pan-African reach with major fuel exports. That story reads that internationally, Nigerian refined petrol is being trusted as a quality product. For me, that is settling. It is is a comforting news to hear. So what do you say?
Well, I would say, as an entrepreneur, Dangote is a visionary to reckon with. It's just like he saw all this coming, and is the reason we can say that at this point, Nigeria is kind of positioned as a growing supplier of refined petroleum products across Africa, like of Cote d'Ivoire, Togo. That's a great news. That's a good news, and I hope the government supports this system is bringing it, because there's a way government policy can stifle an innovative an innovation. Yes. There's ways. So I hope the government policy helps rather than make it difficult.
Well, I think that the federal government policy is really supporting Dangote operation, especially in the area of petroleum refining, because this idea of crude for money, crude for naira, is really going to be helpful. But then a situation where we still had the news that a bulk of the crude that the Dangote refinery will refine is being imported, when we have a large deposit of crude in Nigeria. Well, we pray that in Nigeria it go better. It's going to be okay for us. Well, let's quickly talk about this. Do you know that I want to tell you a story, Tolu Alashe? I had an encounter with a graduate yesterday, and the question I asked was that, what is your specialty? And he told me that he's into that he studied marketing. And I asked the question, how much of digital marketing do you know? And he said, well, I know about digital marketing. I said, okay, on which platforms can you operate? And he told me on Facebook. I said, yes, one. And that was the only one. I said, okay, just Facebook. Services are being rendered on TikTok. Businesses are going on YouTube and all that, Instagram, and people are making money, so you can only push business just on the Facebook. And that gave me a lot of concern. What do you think about a marketing graduate of today in Nigeria that can hardly do anything online?
Well, before the online situation came in, marketing has always been maybe mouth to mouth, town crier, So if I feel with someone of this age now, the person you mentioned should be of maybe like Gen Z.
Yeah.
So I feel Gen Z there's this relation they have more with social media. And so I'm surprised that the person is saying it can only use this tool on Facebook. That's a bit shocking to me. Maybe he is limiting himself, I think, probably because of how much he has been exposed. So it's actually coming as a surprise to me. It's coming as a shock to me, because if a Gen Z is saying that, in fact, Facebook is the list for Gen Zs. We have TikTok, we have Instagram, we have other social media, we have Twitter. So if I'm hearing if Facebook is the only tool this person can use, then the person needs to do more.
The person still needs to do more. Mm-hmm. Now, I want to give you an assignment. Then we have a lot on hand to do. I think there is a task that we must try and fulfill in our own little space. Well, I want to crave the indulgence of Wells Radio. I know that the management of Wells Radio will give us the needed support for us to put up a training workshop on digital marketing, on artificial intelligence, and the related field. I think we should be able to help a bit in our own environment. So if you are listening to us, we want you to wait on us. At some point, we are going to announce our readiness to package a workshop, a very short workshop, maybe a 3-hour workshop on digital marketing, on how you can use the artificial intelligence to help yourself, how you can use ChatGPT to help your business, even without you having to take so much transportation to different places. At the comfort of your house, you can contact business outfits and you can seal up deals. We are going to educate you on how you can do this. Well, let's get the mandate from the management of this station, Wells Radio 89.3 FM, before we set a date. So, well, I want to say it is at this point that we'll be calling it a day on business diet this week. But I want to say a big thank you to the management of Wells Radio 89.3 FM for allowing us to have this show. And I want to say a thank you to my producer for our support, as well as to Toluwa Lashe Abejoye. Until next week, when we see on another edition of Business Diet, I am your dear friend on the radio, Akinwale Aboluwade. Have a nice rest of